Imagine stepping into the shoes of one of America's most famous transcendentalists, Henry David Thoreau, and living out his philosophy of simplicity and self-reliance. This is precisely the premise behind Walden, a game, an exploratory narrative developed by Tracy Fullerton and the USC Game Innovation Lab. But is this digital translation of Thoreau's experiment at Walden Pond a profound journey into nature and introspection, or does it fall short of its lofty ideals? Let's dive in and explore what makes this game a unique yet polarizing experience. Walden, a game invites players to relive the transcendentalist experiment of Henry David Thoreau, who in 1845 retreated to the woods around Walden Pond in Massachusetts to live deliberately. The game is a meticulous recreation of this experience, offering players a chance to engage with nature and solitude in a way that's rarely seen in the gaming world. The idea of a game based on a 19th century philosophical text is intriguing and almost unheard of in the medium. Visually, the game does a commendable job. The world of Walden Pond is rendered with a serene beauty that captures the essence of Thoreau's descriptions. From the gentle rustling of leaves to the changing seasons, the game's environmental design is a highlight. The aesthetic touches, like the gradual change in color as Thoreau's inspiration ebbs and flows, reinforce the connection between the natural world and the player's inner life. As you explore, you're encouraged to notice the small details: frogs by the pond, the sound of water rippling, and the way the light changes with the time of day. These elements are beautifully crafted, making the game a tranquil, almost meditative experience. However, this tranquility comes with its drawbacks. The gameplay in Walden, a game is deliberately slow-paced, which, depending on your expectations, can either be its charm or its downfall. Players must manage basic survival tasks, gathering food, maintaining the cabin, and collecting firewood, while also seeking inspiration by interacting with the natural world around them. These tasks are simple and repetitive, mirroring the routine and simplicity of Thoreau's life, but this simplicity can sometimes border on tedium. The game's mechanics are minimalistic, with survival elements that are far from punishing. If Thoreau runs out of food or overexerts himself, the consequences are mild, often resulting in a brief fade to black before everything resets. This lack of real stakes in survival can make the experience feel more like a contemplative walk than a challenge. For some players, this might be refreshing, a chance to slow down and reflect, while others might find it lacks the engagement they seek in a video game. The core of Walden, a game, is not just about surviving in the woods, but about the philosophical journey Thoreau undertook. The game encourages players to explore ideas of self-reliance, solitude, and the beauty of the natural world. As you explore, Thoreau's writings are scattered throughout the game, offering insights into his thoughts and philosophy. This narrative layer adds depth to the experience, making it more than just a survival game. However, the game's philosophical ambitions are both its strength and its Achilles heel. While it does an admirable job of staying true to the spirit of Thoreau's work, it struggles with the inherent differences between reading a book and playing a game. The interactive nature of gaming requires engagement and action, which can sometimes conflict with the passive reflection the game tries to evoke. As some critics have noted, the game's repetitive tasks and lack of meaningful consequences can distance players from the profound experiences it seeks to replicate. Moreover, the game occasionally stumbles in its attempt to balance historical authenticity with engaging gameplay. For instance, the option to visit the nearby town of Concord to sell articles or buy provisions seems to contradict the game's emphasis on self-reliance, and yet it's historically accurate since Thoreau himself was not entirely isolated. This creates a tension within the game's narrative. Should you adhere strictly to Thoreau's ideals or embrace the convenience offered by the town? This ambiguity can lead to a disconnect between the player's actions and the game's philosophical goals. Walden, a game, is not for everyone. It's a title that demands patience and a willingness to engage with its slow, deliberate pace. For those who appreciate a meditative, reflective experience and have an interest in Thoreau's work, it offers something truly unique in the world of video games. It's a chance to step into a literary classic in a way that's never been done before. However, players looking for excitement, challenge, or even just a more traditionally engaging game may find Walden lacking. The game's beauty lies in its simplicity, but that simplicity can also lead to monotony. It's a game that, much like Thoreau's experiment, is more about the journey within than the journey without. If you're willing to embrace its pace and purpose, Walden, a game can be a deeply rewarding experience. But if not, you might find yourself yearning for something a bit more dynamic. In the end, Walden, a game, is a bold experiment in translating literature into interactive media. It may not be a game for the masses, but it stands as an important example of how games can explore complex ideas and offer new ways to experience classic works of art. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to GameVault HQ for more in-depth game reviews, explorations of unique indie titles, and all things gaming. Don't forget to leave a comment below with your thoughts on Walden, a game. Did it inspire you, or did its slow pace leave you wanting more? And if you're interested in more content like this, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.